Hey folks, looks like the Big Brother 21 cast has dropped and I'm here to go over every single one of them and analyse them. It's time to wrap up reality. I'm your host Tom Vasey and welcome to TV Talks with Tom. So yeah, yesterday the cast for Big Brother 21 dropped. Everyone was anticipating it. There was rumours of an all-star season, there was rumours of veterans, and I went over these in past videos if you want to catch them. No point really much now. Obviously it'll help me, but no point for you guys really that much unless you sort of just want to see pre-season rumours. But yeah, we've seen the cast and there's still chances that veterans are going to show up, but for them now, all we know is that we've got 16 brand new house guests. And I agree with a lot of people that this cast looks incredible. It looks super diverse, and I respect that. I think it's great, and I just thought it looked brilliant. And I watched the interviews with them all, where they were in the diary room with Jeff, and a lot of them came across to me as, yeah, I'm really looking forward to watch these play. And a lot of them I thought, I'm not really looking forward to your play. So yeah. That's my initial thing, but I'm going to go over every single one of them and we'll talk about them. Just my initial thoughts and where I think people could end up, and also, yeah, that's pretty much it. But I'm excited to do it because it's a different sort of video, because when I started this channel, I did Survivor Edge of Extinction, and that wasn't, I didn't start at the beginning of the season, so I didn't get to analyse the cast at the beginning. I did post-season analysis, but this is a pre-season analysis, folks. And yeah, let's just jump into it. So I'm going to do it in order of their interviews that happened. So the first house guest we got this year, I believe it's pronounced Annalise, not Annalise. So Annalise, and yeah, she seemed nice. I really did like her. She was pleasant enough, and she was sort of talking about you know, when she went to college and stuff like that a lot. I think a lot of the questions Jeff was asking was a bit questionable. I just thought, come on, man, we're talking about gameplay here, not how many cats and dogs you've got. This is Big Brother, not a petting zoo. So come on, this is, you got to ask serious questions here. So I didn't really gather that much from her, but she did seem, she came across as really pleasant. And when she did talk about her gameplay, she did mention that she wants to have a social game like Casey from BB21. Casey did have a really good social game, and that led her to winning the game last year. So yeah, that was a great move on her part. And she wants to have a physical game like Angela from last year as well. Angela again had a great physical game, but she didn't have the social game. So combining the two hopefully makes a good mix and could get her to the end. She's not one of my favourites, but she didn't sort of make a massive impact on me. I sort of, when I was watching her, I thought, so and so. So yeah, but at the end of the day, as I keep saying, she came across as nice, and I do respect a nice person, but we're not here to be nice, we're here to play a Big Brother. So yeah, we'll see how she gets on. She also did say that she is up for a showmance. I don't know how I feel about that. This isn't Love Island, this isn't The Bachelor. You're playing Big Brother, not trying to get in a showmance. I'm never somebody who roots for a showmance. I mean, obviously it's always nice to sort of go, oh, yeah, they make a nice couple, because some do, some don't, in my opinion. But, you know, it's not Love Island or The Bachelor, so you're playing Big Brother and we care about your gameplay, not who you want to get with. So yeah, basically, but at the end of the day, she seemed nice, and Jeff did ask her that question that he asks everybody. Sorry if I get this mixed up. Would you rather win and be hated by America, or lose and be loved by America? And she did say she'd rather win and be hated by America, which is what I like to hear. We're not here to be loved by America. We're here to win the game. We're here to take over the 500 Gs. That's what we want, and that's what these cast members and the cast members / house guests need to do, because they need to have that sort of drive to take the money and take the title of the winner of Big Brother 21. So that's what I want to see. But overall, Annalise, she came across as great, and I liked her, but she wasn't a standout house guest for me off the bat. But we'll see on the premiere where we go with Annalise. The next person on the agenda that we're going to talk about is David. Now, he was the second guy to get interviewed, and I liked him. He straight away, when I saw him, I thought, yeah, I prefer this guy to Annalise, and he just came across as really sort of genuine and nice. I don't know about gameplay wise, but on a personal level, great guy. So he did say he was a recent fan, as were most of them, I noticed. Come on, casting, you can do better than that. I did think, like, can't get my words out here, sorry, I stuttered. Casting, you need to audition and like cast people who are genuine fans, because they want to play the game harder, rather than someone that you've sort of just scoped out and said, hey, you're an Instagram model, how about you come join us on Big Brother, when there's a lot of people whose lifelong dream is to be on Big Brother. So come on, I really do think you need proper fans on there. So he said he was a recent fan and he wants to play a good social game by making friends with everyone. Now that's a classic, isn't it? Everyone wants to make friends with everyone, of course, through the first couple of weeks, but you know it's not going to happen. These are the type of people who step up to play week one and go, they're like, oh, I don't want to win first HOH, and then what happens? They win first HOH and just try to dominate the whole competition. It's not going to work. So he did say that he wants to turn up his physical game halfway through the thing. When we know it's not the case, people are going to have to turn up the physical game, or at least maintain it the entirety of the game if they want to stay safe, unless they're relying on the social game fully. He said that his downfall would be that he's a very honest person, so he'd struggle to lie to people. You're in Big Brother, deal with it, you need to lie to people. So I do think, though, I can imagine that it can be sometimes hard to lie to people if you are known as an honest person. So yeah, I can see that being a downfall, and that was good of him being honest there. So yeah, and Jeff kept asking them, what would the hashtag be if they want to speak to the Twitter world, the Instagram world? And he said hashtag David's going to do, was it hashtag David's going to do David? Or hashtag David's going to be David. We'll go with B. David's going to be David. So that's his hashtag. And he did say for the question he'd rather win and be hated, but rather than lose and be loved. And that's what I like to hear again. So overall opinion of David, he came across as a nice guy, and I do think he will go far. I think he's going to be great socially. I really do think that. I don't know if he'll be great physically, but socially I think he's going to be excellent. I think he will be able to make friends with a lot of people. So off the bat though, yeah, he came across as a great guy, and he is up there. He's not my favourite, but he's one of my favourites thus far. But we'll see on premiere night, like I said about Annalise, how David gets on. The third house guest who did give off a good vibe, I think again, was Christie. Now, she gave me massive Caitlin vibes from BB20, because she was saying all the spiritual stuff and all the vibes and stuff like that. I thought, oh, this is going to be fun, because Caitlin was entertained at the end of the day. She might not have been able to recreate a puzzle, but she was entertaining, to be fair. So she said she was going to lay low the first couple of weeks. I'm sorry, but everyone wants to lay low the first couple of weeks. It's not going to work, because if everyone laid low, then everyone's going high. So come on, it just doesn't work. She said that she likes Derek from BB16, I believe. I'm trying to remember. I think it's 16, and Tyler from BB20. So yeah, that's who she likes. And she did say that she wants to align with one male house guest and one female house guest. So that's sort of, I think she must be having some sort of like a tighter sort of female alliance with the female in the alliance, and the male would sort of be on the other side, sort of as an expendable sort of person, I would imagine, unless she wants to work with the male over the female. That sounds weird, but yeah, I think that's the case. What she wants to do. And she also, yeah, she was a full-on spiritual vibe. She was talking about sort of sage, I believe, and stuff like that. And I was thinking, yeah, this is 100% a Caitlin type from BB20. So yeah, I think she's going to be great on feeds, and I think she's going to be super entertaining. She said for her personality, she's been told that she's flirtatious, and she said she might, because even though she doesn't realise it herself, she can utilise that to her advantage by sort of flirting with the other house guests to sort of get what she wants. Also, it's sort of like a manipulation strategy, and I guess that'll work somewhat. So she was asked for a hashtag as well, and she said her hashtag would be hashtag, this is a lot of hashtags here, hashtag let's go Murph, because her surname is Murphy, and that's what her friends call her back home, apparently. It's Murph. So yeah, she gave off good vibes. I don't know if she's going to play the game superb, but again, another entertaining house guest, which I'm looking forward to see. So hashtag let's go Murph. And she said she'd rather lose and be loved, which I didn't like. I never liked that response. So yeah, I think she's going to be more of a potential contender for America's favourite player if that turns out. But yeah, I like the look of Christie. I think she seems like she's going to be entertaining, but I don't think she's going to play the game really, really well. But again, we're going to have to wait to find out. It's easy to sort of make a judgment. I don't like it when you go on Twitter and stuff like that and you see people like completely jumping to conclusions straight away about people and sort of saying, oh yeah, this person's complete trash. Come on, you've literally seen a 10-minute interview with them. Get a grip. You need to sort of actually watch them first to sort of see what they're actually going to be like, rather than basing them on 10 minutes, because I just don't think it's fair. So, which is why I'm sort of giving a loose judgment here, rather than this is set in stone and this is exactly what you should think, because you don't. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and that's what I'm trying to express in this as well. So yeah, that's just my loose opinion of what I know of Christie so far. Jackson was the next house guest that we got to see, and he screamed recruit. Like, you know, he didn't scream recruit, but to me, he gave across the vibe where Casting had literally got in touch with him and just said, right, okay, do you want to be on this season? And he's literally just gone, why not? It doesn't seem like he was bothered to be there, but he looks like he's just sort of just going to be one of those people who's going to play anyway. So yeah, he said he was a fan but not a super fan, which is code for I've never watched the show before, but production have forced me to watch some. But he said he believes that he will be perceived as a physical threat. So in reality to that, he wants to have a good social game. I've got to say, in Big Brother history, I don't think it sort of pegs people who have a good physical game don't tend to have a great social game either. It's hard to get the balance correct. I mean, it's not very often that it happens. So I think he'd probably be relying on his physical game a lot more than his social game. He said that he wants first HOH, which is that's confident to say that, because not many people do say that. I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like Swaggy C said last year he wanted first HOH, and we all know what happened to him. He ended up going out week 2, so probably not the best approach to the game. The person who usually comes in saying I want first HOH usually goes out pre-jury, because come on, it's just way too confident and cocky, I think, to sort of go on as if you're going to run the house week 1 and you want to take control, because I just think, don't go there, let's face it. So he said that because he works in sales, I think was something to do with that, and he said that he's going to utilise those skills as part of his social game. So he's going to sell to the other house guests why he wants to stay in the game and why he wants to do all this. So I feel like that'll be manipulation tactics as well, but whether he's going to be good at it or not, we'll see. As I said, getting that balance between physical and social game is difficult. So if he can do that, then he's obviously going to be a good player. So he did say that he'd rather... He didn't confirm it, but because he sort of... he gave sort of a long speech about where he didn't even answer the question when Jeff said at the end, would you rather win and be hated or lose and be loved? And he sort of concluded on lose and be loved. It wasn't 100% sure. I put a question mark at the end because he didn't sort of confirm that. But again, I'm not a big fan of people who'd rather lose and be loved. Obviously, it's nice to be loved by America, but come on, you can't have everything. It's one of those things, and you play this game to win, not to be loved by America. So hey ho, simple as that. Moving on to house guest number 5 now, and we have Jessica. Now, to this point, first 5, I thought, yep, Jessica's my favourite. She came across really, really well. Nice, kind person, and I think she's going to play the game as well, and I respect that. She's a family woman, and I thought, yeah, this is good. She's got a good motive and everything like that. This is really great. So yeah, she was a fan of the show, she said. I don't think she specified how long she's been a fan of the show for, though, so questionable. She wants to lay back and observe for the first few weeks. She doesn't want to I think she wants to work on social game and just have a strong sort of relationship with people in the house. That'll help her get through the first weeks. Then she can sort of step up to the play and yeah, just sort of take it up a notch at a certain point of the game. And she said that she wants to keep it authentic and play an honest game, but like real game, because she thinks that's the best way to sort of do it, and it's more respectable, which I do agree with. I don't like people who try and play two sides and can't own their decisions, because it just comes across as snaky, really. So yeah, that's why I just respect someone who's authentic and real, and yeah, that's what I think can get you far in the game often as well, because it sort of doesn't seem like you've got any sort of hidden lies or hidden secrets, anything going on, because you know that causes suspicion. House blows up, bang, next thing you know you're on the block and you voted out unanimous. So yeah, authentic can often get you far in the game. And her hashtag was Chaiton Cutie, as she is from Chicago. So yeah, that was her hashtag. I thought, okay, fair enough. And she said she wants to win and be loved, which wasn't an option, but she just was like, can't you have both? So I think she's going to try and win, and she wants to be loved by America as well. I like the positivity at the end of the day. She didn't answer the question, but I like the positivity. So yes, Jessica was my favourite, I think, out of the first 5. And she just came across as a sort of really sort of vibrant and nice personality as well. And again, I respect that. It doesn't seem forced, doesn't seem fake. I like it. It's sort of like, because I think a lot of people are just like, yeah, I'm coming in to cause a bit of drama. I want to be all, spill the tea. No, sorry, get a grip. We're not. This is it. Yeah, the viewers like drama somewhat, but I think true Big Brother fans respect gameplay and someone with a genuine nice personality. So, and I think that's what I prefer over a bit of drama. So yeah, that's why I like Jessica. Just authentic and a nice person. Coming in at number 6, we've got our 6th house guest called Nick. Now, I did not like Nick, if I'm going to be honest. He seemed way too confident and quite nasty, really, off the bat. But again, my opinion could be changed as the season goes on, and he might be a genuinely nice guy and a good game player, but we'll see. But I got bad vibes off him initially. So he said he'd been watching since BB17, so that's about 3 or 4 years ago. I wouldn't really class that as a big fan of the show, unless he's gone back and watched previous seasons before that. Then yeah, I like that. But otherwise, it's a no-go. So yeah, he said he wants to lay low at the start. Again, not very original. I think he needs to sort of think about making himself different to other people, and the same goes for everyone really. Just because someone said it first doesn't mean that they came up with it first, if that makes sense. Everyone's initially thought this, but nobody will stick to it. I mean, some people probably will, because that's their natural personality to sort of take the back seat, but some personalities rise up and they can't help but meddle and involve themselves when they even say they want to sit back. So he did say he wants to be loyal whilst manipulating. Don't know how that works. Maybe it'll probably be the concept of being loyal with people and making really good sort of trust and friendships, and because you've got that trust and because people trust you, you can manipulate them and get them to make decisions that you want them to do rather than them making their own decisions. So I would say it's easier to manipulate when somebody trusts you, and I think that's the whole concept that he was getting at. He said he wants to be straight, well, but he didn't really say it, but he sort of gave off the vibe that he wanted to be straightforward, and he did come across as straightforward. He called Rachel from BB20 annoying. I thought, whoa, because he didn't hold back there. I didn't find Rachel that annoying. I liked Rachel. She was actually my favourite member of Level 6. So I thought, calm down when he said that, because I just thought he's just firing shots at houseguests for no reason. That, he hasn't met them or anything like that. And we didn't even see Rachel for that long, to be fair. So I just thought it was a bit uncalled for. And he didn't need to be that nasty about it. So anyway, he did sort of also say that he'd rather lose and be loved. So I didn't understand, that was very contradictory, because he was bigging up his game, saying, yep, I want to be this winner, I want to be super confident and stuff like that, I'll be able to manipulate people by being loyal. But at the same time, he wants to lose and be loved. So what's the point in giving all this big talk when you're not even talking about winning the game? You need to be confident. The only way to get around that is by talking the talk and also walking the walk, rather than just complete chatting as just nonsense, basically, because that's what it comes across when you talk all that stuff and don't even follow through with, yes, I would like to win the game. He'd rather be loved by America. That is a cop-out to me. So that was my thoughts on Nick. Our next house guest is someone I really liked and took a shine to. It was Offe. Now, I think he's one of the younger competitors this year, but I don't think he's going to let that get in his way at all. I think he's going to boss through this competition. I genuinely do think he's going to be a good player, and I think he'll go far, and I do hope he does as well, because he came across really nice, genuine guy, and also he seemed like he knew the game quite well, and he wanted to play it hard. He wasn't there to mess about. He didn't give me the vibe that he was scoped out by casting, which I like. So I think, I'd love to see him play well. So yeah, he said he's been watching since high school. So so that was a few years back, I think. And then he said also, since I think the story was anyway, he was in some sort of psychology class or sociology class, I'm not sure which one it was, and his professor said to him, right, your homework is to watch an episode of Big Brother. And then he watched it and became hooked, and he couldn't stop watching it, and then he's gone back. This is exactly what I did. I didn't get it set as homework though. I watched one season, then I went back and watched them from the start, and yeah, that's exactly what he's done. So yeah, I'm yet to see them all yet, but the ones I've seen, excellent. So, Ovi's done pretty much the same, but I think he's watched them all, which is great. So he knows the game. I think he's seen most of the players, and he's got old perspective, new perspective, which is brilliant. He also said that he wants to do down low in the beginning, sort of like just lay low. Again, I'm sick of saying this, because I know it's pretty much everyone who's saying it, apart from, I can't remember, somebody said, I think it was Jackson, who said that he wants to win first HOH. Everyone wants to lay low, but we know they won't. He said he'd rather be win and be hated. Again, like to hear it, because you're not messing about. You're here to win the competition. The 500 Gs, he wants them to go his way, and I respect that a lot. His hashtag, didn't talk a lot about sort of gameplay. I mean, I like Jeff Schroeder, don't get me wrong, but his interview style ain't the best. I mean, he's good at interviewing, but the questions he asks are just like, come on, we're playing Big Brother here. Stop asking how many cats and dogs you've got and how much you're going to miss your dog. Please just stop. People want to hear what your strategy is going to be and what your sort of skills you're going to incorporate in the game rather than what you're going to miss the most. And what do you think it's going to be like being away from technology? Come on, we want to see gameplay. We know it's a social competition, but it doesn't like. Do we often see we see sob stories and stuff like that, but we don't really sort of see or sort of not. I wouldn't say care that much, but we don't sort of involve ourselves too much in the fact that they miss their dog at home. I think we care more about who's going to win HOH and who's going to use the veto. So that's just my thoughts anyway. But his hashtag, plain and simple, hashtag OVK, because K was the first letter of his surname, so hashtag OVK. Overall, Ovi gets a thumbs up from me. Our next house guest is Aquaman, Jason Momoa, or should I say Jack? Exactly, he looks like Aquaman. I'm like, there's no joke about it. Jason Momoa, he looks like him. Like, I've seen the memes on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. He looks like Aquaman. I'm like, seriously, there's going to be so many memes across the summer about that, and I can't wait, to be fair, because he seriously looks like him. He came across this Jack as definitely a casting recruit. I don't think he signed up himself. He said he was a recent fan. Again, that's a code. And he said he played sports in high school, which probably means he's going to have a good physical game. He wants to win a lot of vetoes, but he doesn't want to bother with HOH. I think that's a wise strategy, because you're not getting blood on your hands. But you do get blood on your hands by using the veto, but essentially you've sort of got more power because you can often override the HOH with a veto. So HOH, you can make a plan, you can put people on the block, but that plan isn't necessarily going to come through because at the end of the day, it's the people below you that decide who goes home. So they can completely override you, and the veto holder can often be the most powerful person in the week because they can often create a backdoor situation. They can often sort of just keep things the same, and they can completely throw a curveball and rally everyone below to vote the way they want to do it and bribe people with veto. So veto, brilliant way to sort of win things, and I respect that, winning veto over HOH. He probably will win HOH at some point if he stays long enough, because most people do, unless you're a really bad physical sort of competitor, and he doesn't sort of seem like he's going to be since he was going about playing sports in high school. He said that his downfall is that he's a control freak. Yes, control freaks don't fare well in Big Brother. If you try to take control of people, the peasants rally against you, and they just sort of create some sort of alliance or some sort of militia where they sort of just want to take you out and just rebel against the system, basically. So that's exactly what happens to control freaks. So you'll probably have to rein that in a tiny bit, or it will be the door for him. So then he said he doesn't like social one-uppers. Don't we all? We all hate social one-uppers. We can't stand that one person when you're in a social situation. You tell a nice little story, everyone's like, oh, that's great. And then someone's like, did I tell you about the time? Like, yeah, you say something about 100 and they're like, did I tell you about the time it was 101? Like, just shut up. We don't like social one-uppers. They're annoying people, and they just think they are better than everyone else, and I respect that he doesn't like social one-uppers. Call them out. That's the right thing to do, because social one-uppers, no. For me, they are social one-downers. I don't like them. So he said he'd rather win and be hated. Again, big respect to that. And his hashtag was hashtag long hair, don't care. Straight to the point, simple. I didn't mind Jack. I thought he's going to be okay. The next house guest goes by a similar name of me. It's not Tom, but it's Tommy. So let's talk about Tommy. And that sounds like a TV show. Let's talk about Tommy. But yeah, let's talk about him. He said he wants to play as the runt of the pack, basically. He wants to sort of act like, he's the goofy one, he's the fun one, he's the comedian. And whilst everyone's laughing with him and laughing at him, they sort of just let him glide by, basically. They don't sort of go, oh yeah, let's take Tommy out, he's not much of a threat. All he does is, make people laugh. And then it becomes, his tactic was then it becomes too late to take him out. And then he can start winning competitions and sort of just make his way at the end of the game. I quite like the thought of that. It's a unique tactic, I would say. But it's almost like the lay low tactic, but it's hiding in plain sight, really, because by being the funny comedian, also America like you, because you are being funny and you entertain them on the live feeds, which is great. So I did like that tactic. I thought it was good. And he said that, yeah, he's just going to kick into gear about halfway and then work on manipulation, etc. Because that's what you do. Comedian halfway and then play the game second way. But essentially being the comedian is playing the game, because it's a certain social aspect that is sort of incorporated into the game. And he's taken that role of the entertainer, which is, and I think he works on Broadway as well, so he's naturally an entertainer. So I think that'll probably work out for him if he decides to follow up on that tactic. So yeah, I do quite like that tactic. He said he'd rather win and be hated. Always good to hear. Tommy gets a thumbs up from me, and I think he's going to be a good house guest. Next house guest is Holly, and I like Holly, although the perception of her on social media wasn't very great. Let's just put it that way. I think she deserved a lot more, and I think people are coming to judge her way too fast. But her occupation is a unique one. She works on a safari whilst giving people wine to drink. So that sounds like it's a good day out, to be fair. So I think it'd be a laugh. You know, it's having a bit of a drink and also looking at animals. That's combining two things that I think a lot of people would think are great. So that's a very unique occupation, and it's good to see that. And I'm pretty sure she'll talk about that a lot while she's on the show, which I'll look forward to, and I think a lot of people will too. But besides the fact that she's a boozy safari sort of whatever you call it, let's talk about gameplay and strategy. So she said that she's going to form genuine trust and bonds with people. I think that's what everyone wants to do. So she must be playing the sort of the friend role first couple of weeks, and then she'll probably up the game as the weeks come on. So she wants to win. She said she'd worked on a ranch before when she was younger. So she said she's used to sort of going away in the summer. So, you know, once vacation arrived, once summer arrived, and she'd leave school, she would basically just say bye to her friends for the summer and head up to the ranch with her family and work on there. So she said she's used to being secluded away from people. So she said the Big Brother house is going to be fine for her, and I think that's a great way to put it. So yeah, working on the ranch, she must have. That's some heavy work duty, I think, to work on a ranch. So she must have been doing quite a bit there. So she'll know what hard work is probably, and that's good. So yeah, she's used to missing summer, so she'll become accustomed to that straight away. She did say she'd rather lose and be loved. You know I don't like to hear that, lose and be loved. I prefer someone who would rather win and be hated, because you're here to play the game. At the end of the day, she sort of concluded that she wants to make her friends and family proud, and I think anyone would who went on Big Brother. You got to make your friends and family proud, because they are the people that really matter to you at the end of the day. So yeah, I respect that. I do. Yeah, I like Holly, despite the sort of the views of her on social media. I don't think every single one's been negative, but there's been quite a few. I'm on the positive side for Holly, so I hope she does well. Catherine is our next house guest, and she is not one of my favourites. She is towards the bottom of my rankings thus far. She came across as quite fake, in my opinion, but obviously it's early days, so then my opinion might change of her. So she did say she spends a lot of time on social media. I think she said she was something to do with online marketing or digital marketing she worked in. So yeah, that's her job. So she is on social media a lot, so that's why she said she's going to miss it, and because she spends a lot of time on it. She says she wants to win comps, which is fair enough. We've got someone who is not trying to lay low, which is somewhat respect, because they'll be probably a bigger character within the first couple of weeks, not necessarily a better game player, but a bigger character. We will either see her succeed or crash and be evicted, so that's what will happen there. She also said that she's going to rely on a good social game to get her through the times. So telling someone that you're playing a good social game as well as a good physical game is a no-no, because you can't have... It's so hard to get the balance of both. So to sort of say that you're going to is a bit too confident/arrogant. So make your mind up, but she needs to decide if she's going to solely focus on social or physical, because if you incorporate those both, it's successful to some point, but you've got to do it in a certain and perfect way to get through the game. Otherwise, if people go, oh, good social, good physical, bang, out the door straight away. So yeah, you've got to be careful where you tread with that. She said she'd rather lose and be loved. Did she? No, she didn't actually answer that question, I don't think. So she said that she may throw comps in controversial situations. So she's going to try and win comps all she can, but if there's a moment where it looks like it's a bit up in the air and she shouldn't win a comp, she said she's going to throw it, which is fair enough. I think most people would do that. I know I'd do it if I knew I didn't need it. Or I don't think you ever know. You can't know for 100% because expect the unexpected, but you can't know for sure. So I think throwing comps sometimes is a good idea, but also it's a bad idea sometimes. So yeah, but overall, Catherine, I don't know why I said Caitlin now. I was thinking Caitlin from last year. Catherine is not someone up near the top of my rankings so far, but I think she'll be okay. But we'll have to see. But oh wait, let me just check. She said she'd rather win and be hated, so that's the one thing I respected there. So yeah, we'll see where we go with Catherine. Our next house guest is someone that already has a good perception. Well, she doesn't have a good perception, but the audience have perceived her as someone who's going to be really good, and people are just sort of already supporting her and rooting for her straight away. I don't really see why. She came across as nice, pleasant, but not someone I'm going to root for that much. But again, we'll have to see what happens when the actual show comes on, because we get a better perspective of the people then, although the edit can sometimes be a little sketchy, but we'll see where that goes. But this is Isabella, also known, I think, as just Bella, so we'll call her Bella for now. And I know we'll stick with Isabella until we know for sure that we call her Bella. So she said she's not good at memory comps, so she won't be able to do that too much. She didn't really talk about a game that much. She was talking about life experience, really. But she did say that she's going to have a good social game, and she likes looking at the big picture a lot, rather than sort of just going, okay, this week we're doing this. She likes to go, in future weeks, we're going to be looking at this, and right now we need to focus on what this could trigger and the butterfly effect, that sort of stuff. She didn't say the butterfly effect, but that's what I'm getting at. That's the sort of big picture she was talking about. So yeah, that's what we're going to see there. She talked about life experience in retail, and she talked about activities she's done. She's climbed a mountain and stuff like that. So she's no stranger to a good physical challenge. And retail, you're probably good with people if you've worked in retail. So yeah, I think she'll utilise that in a social game. She went off a bit off tangent, because she's supposed to be talking about the game, but she started talking about how much her mum loves sunscreen. And I thought, come on here, we're talking about Big Brother. Please stop talking about sunscreen. But yeah, she came to the conclusion about the win/lose situation, that America can't hate her because if she wins, the jury will love her. Sort of a good answer, good way to dodge a bullet, but she didn't answer the question, did she? So yeah, she came across as pleasant and nice, but again, I don't understand why everyone's rooting for her so much so far, because we don't know that much about. I think it's hard to fully root for someone yet, although I am rooting for one person a lot so far. Judging from the fact that I'll get to this person when I get to it, but I'm sort of rooting for the underdog, basically. But yeah, I don't understand why so many people were sort of obsessed with rooting for Isabella so far, because we don't know that much about her, and again, she didn't sort of seem like she was going to bring a massive A game to the table, but again, she came across as really, really pleasant. I will look forward to watching her play. Next up on the house guest list is Kemi. Again, someone I'm not a big fan of. She, again, in the fan base, is getting a lot of people rooting for her. I don't understand why. She didn't come across as very nice to me. I'm going to be honest here. She just came across as a bit nasty and vindictive. But if that's rootable for some people, then fair enough. But I don't see the point. She sort of just seemed like she was sort of there to make a statement about how she's going to sort of be sort of the queen bee sort of character, and I don't know, I didn't like it. I thought it was just sort of way too sort of confident, and she sort of gave off an air that she thought she was better than everybody else already when she hasn't even met them. So yeah, she said she's been watching for a year, but she's seen 10 seasons, so she's basically just binge watched them all in a year. And she said she doesn't like over emotional people. Understandable, I guess, but I think if you're in Big Brother, there's always going to be emotional people, so it's hard to avoid that in the Big Brother house. Come on, there's bound to be arguments, there's bound to be drama. It's Big Brother, for goodness sake. I can't remember the last time I watched a season of any Big Brother, whether that be Canada, USA or UK, in which there wasn't any drama. It's just natural for it to happen. And she was very confident about winning. She literally said she was going to win, and again, that gave off the arrogant vibe, but I like the fighting spirit. That's the one thing I respect, fighting spirit, and she just wants to get to the end of this game and win. So at least she's there to win, and I respect that. Her hashtag was hashtag kisses Kemi, or kisses from Kemi, whatever it was. But yeah, that was it. She didn't talk that much about her game. She talked more about her personality and how feisty she is. I respect her feisty personality, but not to the point where you come across as nasty to people. And I know the fan base is probably going to hate me if they see this, because a lot of the people were rooting for her, but to me, she just sort of came across as not very pleasant. But again, my mind could be changed when we actually watch the show. Now, the next house guest is the guy I'm rooting for already. He's 100% the underdog. He's the older guy. I present to you Cliff Hogg III. Now, what a legendary name that is, just off the bat. I mean, Cliff Hogg III. I mean, that name deserves to win just by itself. I mean, that is amazing. And naturally, I root for the underdog. I just think it's the older guy that I like. I like Kevin from BB19. I like Steve from BB20. I just like the older person, because they're usually the only older person there. They've got a bit of experience, and they aren't just there to show off. They're not full of themselves. They're there to tell stories and entertain us, and they're probably not going to win, but they're going to be entertaining, and that's why I like them. So yeah, I am rooting for Cliff Hogg III straight away. Let's talk about Cliff Hogg III. He said he's been watching since season 8, and Yeah, that's a long time. So obviously he hasn't seen. I think a lot of people, just in general on Big Brother, have started watching since season 8. It seems to be a popular season. That was the season that, spoiler alert, Evil Dick won, and that was just before the season after All Stars, which was a fantastic season in my opinion. But back to Cliff now. He said he'd been watching since season 8, and he said he's got lots of stories and experience. I think he talked about being held at gunpoint, so that's going to be a story to tell. He works in the oil industry, which is a very competitive market, and so I think he'll have stories about that too. He wants to build trust with folk within the initial weeks, because he said he is aware that the old guy often goes first. So the best way to get around that, he thinks, is really make connections with people in the first couple of weeks, and then things become a bit easier. That's what Kevin did in BB19. Kevin didn't really know how to play the game, but I think our Cliff is going to know how to play the game more than Kevin. But whether he can stay those first couple of weeks is the big hurdle, and then I believe his social game will get him further if he can maintain that for the first couple of weeks and avoid the block and being evicted. So he believes that the first week or two will be the hardest, 100%, which is what I just said. Yeah, he's got to get through them, because I think straight away you saw on social media people like, the first house guest evicted from Big Brother 21 is Cliff Hogg the Third, and I thought, yeah, the same thing happened with Steve last year, and he went out first. So come on, we're rooting for Cliff, and I'm expressing that just like I rooted for Devons in Survivor. I'm rooting for Cliff on this season of Big Brother. So yeah, I'm looking forward to him play. And he did say he would rather win and be hated. Again, big respect to the guy. He's there to win. He doesn't want to mess about. He wants to take those 500 G's back home, and he wants to input it and invest it into a vineyard. And also, he grows loofahs in his back garden, which I found very interesting and unique. So, again, Cliff seems like a really good personality and someone I'll really look forward to watching, hopefully, the entirety of the summer. Now, the second last house guest we're going to talk about is Sam. I liked Sam. He seems a straightforward guy, not there to mess about, and he wanted to play the game. You all know I respect that at the end of the day, so that's good. So his tactic, very similar to other people. This is the one bit I don't like. He wants to bunker down, but not be on the outs. So it's hard. When you lay low in the first couple of weeks, you got to make sure you're not at the top of the chain, because it makes you an obvious target for week 2. And also, you can't be at the bottom, because then you're on the outs if you lay low. So I think Sam had sort of, at least he addressed that perspective and sort of said, yeah, I want to be in the middle. I'm not sort of just going to lay low. There's a tactic with laying low. So yeah, I like that. He said he wants to play sort of just float into the house and play the social game initially, meaning he wants to make friends with people, build trust, so he can get through those first couple of weeks. I can see him and Cliff Hogg the Third working together, since I think Sam is the second oldest person in the house. So yeah, I can see the older guys working together. I'd like to see that though, because I wouldn't want to see Cliff on the out straight away as the older guy, because we all know what happens to the older guy on Big Brother.
By a vote of 7-6, Steve, you are evicted from the Big Brother house.
So let's sort of hope that Sam and Cliff work together. He said he wants to make friendships with people, and I'm assuming that's probably going to be Cliff as one of them. And he'd rather win and be hated by America. I respect that fighting spirit as well. He's not there to mess about. He's a trucker, so he said he's used to being away from home a lot of the time, so that's gonna help him be sequestered in the Big Brother house as well. He'll obviously miss home, because you naturally do when you're away from home. You'll miss it, but yeah, he's got a family back home. He's got a wife, and I think he's got 1 or 2 kids, so he'll definitely be fighting for them, and that's another motive in the game that'll get him further. And also the viewers will root for that. Viewers always root for some sort of family vibe, friend vibe. So yeah, that's the story behind Sam, and I'm looking forward to see Sam play. I think he's going to be good. Last but not least, we have Nicole, and I like Nicole. She seems very quirky and unique, and I like that, because she's not a generic sort of house guest. When you get you get the usual stereotypes going, she seems very unique and quirky, and I like that. So she said she's a biggest sort of power / sort of advantage in the house is that she is determined, and she gives 100% effort into everything she does. Her occupation, I believe, is a preschool aide, so she works with kids, and she said she's going to use that to her advantage. She said that she's sort of going to say, I work with kids, and then people will sort of go like, oh yeah, she's not that much of a threat, because she'll be sort of seen as the nice one that works with children. and that's a good thing to use to your advantage. But she's hiding the fact that I think she's quite the fan, and she's ready to give all that effort that she can do. And she said she likes to defend herself and others against bullies, so she struggles to keep her mouth shut a lot of the time. Again, something I respect. Bullies should not have the right to sort of walk all over people. No one has the right to walk all over anyone. So the fact she stands up to bullies, a big respect to that, because if anyone messes about, like, throwback to BB19, let's think about Josh, right? Okay, Josh was a bit of a bully, but again, he bullied the bullies, if that makes sense. So it was a cycle of bullies. So this should be interesting to see where this goes. If it's going to involve circus time and pots and pans again, we'll see. But I don't think it will. But Nicole is someone I'm looking forward to see play. When it comes to games, she said that she's quite smart and intelligent, so she thinks she'll be good at memory comps and just mental comps in general, rather than a physical sort of thing. Yeah, I can completely see that. She's either, for me, Nicole's either sort of going to be someone who, I don't think there's any in between really. She's either going to be pre-jury or make it towards the end. She's probably, if I was to liken her to anyone from last year, which is strange, I would probably liken her to Rockstar as the quirky one. Rockstar was one of my favourites last year. She made it about halfway, and yeah, I'd like to see Nicole make it quite far in the comp, because she seems like a fun personality and somebody who's ready to play the game. And also a hashtag is #QuirkyQueen, which is a good one as well. So we'll see what happens with Nicole, but I'm looking forward to watching her. I think she's going to be a great house guest this year. Well, folks, after about a total of 40 minutes, around about there, I have given you my cast analysis of the Big Brother 21 house guest. And I honestly cannot wait to watch these guys play, because I think they're going to be great entertainment. I think it's going to be a great summer. And most of all, I can't wait to cover the content every single week that we see of what's going on in the house, evictions, vetoes, nominations. It's going to be great, and I'm super, super looking forward to it a lot. I'm super hyped, so let's just get on with it, and I honestly cannot wait. I'd like to thank everyone again for watching this video, and I hope you can stick with me throughout the summer as we go on this journey through Big Brother 21. This is the first Big Brother I've ever covered, which makes it even more special for me, and it's going to be excellent if you ask me. So yeah, thank you for everyone watching, and also a massive thank you, because great times, we have hit 100 subscribers. I can't remember if I said that in the last video, but we've hit 100 subscribers, nearly 110 now, so that's fantastic. Thank you so much, folks. The continued support is amazing, and here's to the next 100, because it's been phenomenal and a fantastic journey so far, and I've thoroughly enjoyed every single second of it. So yeah, thank you so much. Now I'm going to say all the cliche stuff. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that jazz. I've been your host, Tom Vasey. Good night.